did say she was Chinese. I tell you what, her mum's lovely. Her mum comes in sometimes and she says, I said to her, you two could be sisters, you know, but to be fair, she could be the same person for me. I don't know.
Because when he invited, when King Charles invited the Albanian delegation to a showing of Swan Lake at the palace, they actually bought their own cutlery and vodka.
There was nothing really to compare to finger banging a woman in a chip shop, really.
Finger banging a woman in a chip shop?
Yeah, and if you asked for a special, you could rub greasy oil into her tits.
Yes.
The chip oil?
Oh yes, chip oil. And you get scraps.
Yoo-hoo, darling! The doctor from Indignitas has come to see you.
Is that the chap who delivers the incontinence pads?
Yes, darling.
I hear you haven't been well, Mr. Sinclair.
Well, I did have a little tickle in my throat last week.
The fact is, you're dying, Mr. Sinclair.
Well, I'll be blown. I don't feel as if I'm dying.
Good evening and welcome to another episode of Deadliners, the show where you get current affairs as they really are, the truth about them, from some of the best comics in the UK, the US, and the Palestinian Republic of Canada, or UK also has been declared a Palestinian state, apparently. And tonight, we have got some wonderful people. We have got Kelly, who is joining us on Zoom because she couldn't be with us tonight. Kelly Taylor.
Bothered. Hiya.
Hello, Kelly.
Hiya.
We've got our gypsy wonder, Mack from Leeds. He's come down here to our London studio, and we've got Andy from Aldgate, famous Cockney comedian. We've got James, our producer, who's also quite funny, principally when he's asleep. And we have two wonderful guests. We have Dr. John, who's just walking in the room, and he's going to sit here. And we have Natasha Blair, who's joining us for the first time, beautiful redheaded lady. So for the lady who told me that our introductions that we all do are too long, and yes. Anyway, I'll keep it short. Mack has a story about President Trump designating ANTIFA a terrorist organization. What's that all about, Jay?
Well, I had to look them up, Roger. I initially thought that ANTIFA were a football association. Turns out it's not the case. They are, in fact, a bunch of kids with skateboards and Che Guevara t-shirts who are now on equal billing with ISIS. That's been a quite a surprising development this week. It's strange because ANTIFA are not a centralised organisation. They don't go to meetings. They don't have a hierarchy. They're essentially of the same type of organisation as Avon ladies. So, all the Women's Institute, a far more terrifying organisation. And it's surprising, really, because ANTIFA stands for anti-fascist. And by banning them through government means, they're going to absolutely love this. This is going to make them martyrs. They're, edgy tofu pronoun martyrs. And they're going to be shouting, catch me, running down the street like a bunch of puffers. And they're going to love it. But sooner or later, you're going to get these kids. You're going to catch them spray painting on walls. We're going to put a black bag over their heads. They're going to be in orange jumpsuits. We'll send them to Guantanamo Bay, where we're going to punish them. They're going to suffer some cruel and unusual punishment. We're going to wash their hair. We're going to spray deodorant on them. And we're going to lapse them down with rubbing alcohol. Then they're going to be forced to watch hours and hours of sleep deprivation fuel in the form of Jordan Peterson. Hours on end. And also speeches from Charlie Kirk, God rest his soul. And as if that wasn't enough, if they don't get the answers that they need, the FBI will import Morrissey to do an in-prison live gig, just like Johnny Cash. So it's not looking good.
Prison.
It's not looking good for them. It's not looking good.
Wouldn't want to be young these days.
No.
Orange jumpsuits getting washed.
Oh my gosh.
Bunch of trannies there.
Sounds
Tranny.
horrible.
Trannies.
Oh my God. You're referring to radio, of course.
Yes, this for
It's
radio.
just that I can't say things like that.
Yes.
Very good. Thank you, Jay.
Yes.
So next we have got young James, what is this? You're talking about women speaking out about sexism in the beer industry?
Women are speaking out about sexism in the beer industry. This woman, an author, beer writer, Melissa Cole, her name is, and she says it's been a constant battle for equality, one where casual degradation. I don't do casual degradation, I do smart casual degradation. She says sexism can manifest in simple things, re-asking the same question, or re-asking the same question to a male colleague rather than the female one who asked it, or waiting to be served by a man on the team, as well as much more extreme examples, she said. Now she's discovered this thing called microsexism. Microsexism. We don't know where it is or if it exists, but she's searching for it nonetheless. And
as we all are.
And she says microsexism can almost be worse than actual sexism.
Sounds like most men having sex trying to search for something.
Yeah.
Well, quite. Yeah.
Imaginary things are always worse than the actual event.
So I did some research into this myself. I went to a few boozers, one called The Whore and Hound and The Sex Pest's Arms. I went into the pub and said to this bird on serving there at the bar, I went in there, I said, can I have a pint of lager, 2 packets of cheese and onion crisps, and get your tits out, darling? And she went mental. She said, don't call me darling. Now, I wanted to ask, Jay, you're slightly older than me.
Yeah.
What was sexism back in your day?
Very productive. There was nothing really to compare to finger banging a woman in a chip shop, really.
Finger banging a woman in a chip shop?
Yeah, and if you asked for a special, you could rub greasy oil into her tits.
Yes.
The chip oil?
Oh, yes, chip oil. And you get scraps on a minge.
Fantastic. And Andy, what was sexism
like
back
in the 60s and the 50s, you know what I mean? Like women.
1850s.
Yeah, even the 1850s, women, were like children, weren't they? They
were children, weren't
they? They were children. They were little birds. They were, they were like children. They should be seen but not heard. You know what I mean? Yeah, very nice. Yeah, it was, yeah. They knew their place in the 50s, yeah. It was wonderful. I remember those.
You can't say
But
that.
what happened?
You can't say that.
Well, but look, they've even brought it onto the tubes now. You know, you can't act cool on the tubes. You can't do
Inappropriate staring. is it?
inappropriate staring. You know, like
Or
there's
inappropriate touching. But if they're good looking, the touching's appropriate, isn't it?
without a doubt. Without a doubt, you know, like you can't upskirt on the tube anymore.
Oh,
You can't even polish your shoes. You know, I used to polish my
poor
shoes,
thing.
just, you know, just slip my toe under the dress and you could get a, you know.
Oh my God,
Yes.
this is descending into absolute.
Well,
I don't know.
basically, my investigation.
Rubbing
is-
against someone on purpose. It's just,
Yeah.
you can't do it. You can't do it anymore.
My investigation concluded that there's not enough sexism in the pubs. And you know, I'm going to go home and give my old lady a good smack and a punch in the throat and a kick in the minge and go and watch the snooker on the telly. That's how it's done. I'm old school, Roger.
Yes, old school. In the old ways.
My God.
Yes.
Oh,
When
I-
men were
I-
men and
Dear-
women look like men.
Dear viewers, I apologize for these people. I mean, come on, you know.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you know, starting with Antifa and everything, you know, I mean, they've insulted everybody on earth
Well,
and mainly women, and it's quite ridiculous. And
mainly with the Antifa wasn't about
and
it.
now Mark was supposed to be here with his one-liners, but he hasn't shown up, so.
He's sending us video.
I think he's probably been blocked because of all the police outside.
He's sending us video.
Oh, he's sending us a video. All right, so I'm going to introduce Mark Rivlin's video of one-liners now. And I hope you
How childish.
I hope you enjoy it.
Yes. Well, I hope he enjoyed it too.
Yeah, he's the king of he's the king of one-liners.
Well,
I thought he had been blocked by all the police outside here
Prince. Sorry.
because they've just arrested a guy who
That's cool.
held up a supermarket, a food store around the corner with a what do you call it?
Flasher coat?
No, the gun.
The gun.
The label thing. What do you call it?
Oh, the label gun.
What's pistol?
No, with a label.
Police
gun.
gun.
He held up a
knife of a knife.
He held up a supermarket
Staple gun.
with a
Price
no,
gun.
Oh, maybe actually print the labels from
it
the
starts
gun.
with a T with a
it's good diamond ones. Yeah, pretty
Was it the plastic tags?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Anyway, he held up this bloody supermarket with this pricing gun, and they've arrested him now, and he's got a price on his head.
Who's that? Mark Rivlin.
Oh, God.
Hooray!
No, that's
Jesus.
Sheila's, not Mark Rivlin. That's
Is
Sheila's.
it?
Peter. All right.
Yeah. So over to Mark Rivlin.
Hey.
Okay, welcome to the week's jokes by the one-liner king Mark Rivlin. So, is Kimmel going to return to his late night show? Is it a Jimmy Riddle, or are they taking the piss? The Duchess of York in the news, like the football Fergie. Is Sarah looking for extra time to sort out her links with Jeffrey Epstein? Labour has recognised a two-state solution in the Middle East, but Diane Abbott is only recognising plasticine. Martin Lewis recommends people should get a power of attorney. Where there's a will, throw it away. Now, Great Britain came back to athletics championships in Japan without a gold medal and a few bent toes. The Liberal Democrats conference was the same old yawning event. They won't get into number 10. Dems the rules. The Ryder Cup starts on Friday in New York. They've banned handshakes at this great golfing occasion because of the problem with bogeys. Another cyber attack on Heathrow caused chaos. Email complaints about baggage handlers were all in lowercase. Donald Trump says the use of paracetamol in pregnancy is linked to a higher risk of autism. The president looks like a big farmer. Showbiz news. Peter Kay has been talking about losing a lot of weight, So it's no more garlic bread for him. And finally, we had the rather disturbing news of the lorry driver who, unfortunately, while he was going down the motorway, was watching porn while he was driving. And it was a terrible thing because someone got killed. But there's three things to say about this. First of all, he was as happy as Laurie. Secondly, he must have been on the hard shoulder. And thirdly, it's good that he was arrested. Thank you.
Okay, I hope as usual you enjoyed Mark. He's a real star. And we've got, I thought that was somebody at the door. We've got Andy who's going to talk about Nigel Farage.
No, he's not. Is he?
No.
Oh, yes. Is he?
Is he next?
Is he who?
Is he what? Nigel Farage. I'm talking about.
Nigel Farage.
Yes.
And Eastern Europe, he accused
Yes.
Eastern Europeans,
Yes.
wait for it, of eating swans.
Well,
yeah.
it was like the bloke who went into that place, stuck up the place because he was hungry, wasn't
Yeah.
he? He was hungry. Like, I'm an immigrant from Poland, coming over here, eating our swans, whatever.
The king's swans, you mean?
Pardon?
The king's swans. The king owns all the swans.
Yeah, but they're our swans as well.
All right.
Yeah, but whatever next, koi cup, they come in along, because people are hungry, these are hard times now, austerity, that's what we're told, things are really hard. People are pulling swans out of ponds,
And eating them.
eating them, cooking them and eating them, because they're very nice, I hear, swan flesh is very, very yummy. I remember my Uncle Bruno saying to me, he was Polish, he goes, you have never been hungry. Andrew, you have never been hungry. If it has a beak and has eyes, feather or fur, you eat. You kill and you eat, right? And that's what these people are doing. They're killing because they're hungry, Are you telling me that Charles has never had swan? He's had loads of swan. He's had more swan than I've had hot dinners. I kid you not. He's had swan pate on toast, hasn't he? He's had swan in aspic.
Swan soup.
Swan soup, swan pie and mash even. So he wasn't really bothered. When Diana popped her clogs, he wasn't really that bothered because she loved swans and
He swanned around.
yeah, she was a very attractive woman. She was quite swan-like, graceful. She was very graceful, beautiful. But she loved swans, and but he was worried that she was going to report him to the RSPCA, because of the swan meals that he had in the palace. That's what I'm saying. And then when he invited the Albanian delegation to a showing of.
Excuse me, I just want to add, I'm glad that you didn't, with everybody that you've insulted, you didn't leave out His Majesty the King.
No, but we're an equal opportunity podcast here. We don't, really.
Everyone gets slagged off.
Yeah, everybody's fair game, aren't they?
So it's Eastern Europeans who are eating the swans.
Well, not really.
You're saying that's what Nigel Farage said.
Well,
did he actually say that?
No, listen.
I can't believe Nigel would say that.
Yeah, well, he is a bit of a what's his name?
We don't fact check though, do we?
Yes, we don't never
Never fact check. Nothing here is fact check.
No. Because when he when King Charles invited the Albanian delegation to a showing of Swan Lake at the palace, they actually bought their own cutlery and vodka. So yes, we get laugh.
It's a good joke.
That was a good joke.
That was a good joke. Now it's
That
time.
was the only joke, ladies and gentlemen, but it was a good one.
It was a very good one.
We're doing our best.
Yeah, absolutely. We got Kelly Taylor now.
Good
Now,
night.
Kelly is basically a beautician
Oh yeah.
who
Sorry, it was really
sides.
dark.
Yeah, she's a beautician who has a sideline in being a stand-up comic, but she's also an entrepreneur, or perhaps an entrepreneuse, because she's invented all sorts of products. For example, foreskin is a very popular one with both men and women.
Yes. Is it?
But we did have to rebrand that, Roger.
It had
don't
to be
forget.
rebranded because
Yes.
it swells up, and so now it's used for
Yes.
cavity wall insulation.
Yeah, but then we found out that it actually attracts rats, and
Yeah,
it was
rats.
infesting houses. Yeah,
And it
but it
makes
didn't
them
kill the
hungry.
rats. It
And it's-
actually made the rats faster.
And I understand also you're about to rename it and sell it as chewing gum for homosexuals.
No, that. But that sounds real sexy. And let me guess, did James's girlfriend think of that?
Yes, she did, darling.
I'll bet
I've
you're
slapped
real
around a
lucky
few
you are.
times, yeah.
Yeah, not really.
You're a right laugh, you lot, you are. Anyway, what you all doing anyway there?
Well, we want
Sitting around.
to hear about your new products.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's very experimental, but I got this hair dye. It's a little bit expired, and it said, "Do not mix." And I thought, you're not the boss of me instructions. So I did mix it. And I found that the vapor gave off like this hallucinogenic quality. And I've been thinking, people pay an absolute fortune to go sit in a tent and do ayahuasca.
Yeah.
This
Who's
is basically the
ayahuasca?
same thing. But I just got like a load of little old ladies having a perm, and they're just hallucinating their tits off. It's brilliant, and I think it's got legs. I think it's got legs. We're doing a little bit more of an investigation with Mrs. Risby. Do you know Mrs. Risby? She's got real thin skin, like greaseproof paper, and we do a lot of experimenting on her because she's no bother whatsoever. So we're going to see how it goes with
3
her.
hairs, Kelly.
Yeah, she got 3 hairs, but like one of them's just growing out with a little wart on her forehead. And I don't dye her hair in the traditional sense because I'm frightened her head comes off in sync. So I just colour it in with a Sharpie marker. But we do all sorts with her. Like Jackie's practicing on doing fillers because her skin's so see-through. You can really see where it's going. So she's a real trooper. She's a
It's like
trooper.
parchment, is it?
It's like parts, like, yeah, it is. It's exactly like that. Oh, thanks for helping.
I'll try it. I'm sorry.
What's this called again? What's it called?
What's this? We haven't got a clue because I got a lot of the ingredients off Temu. So I don't really know. I've been assured by the Chinese people that it is very environmentally friendly.
FDA approved?
No.
They said it's probably that. They said they don't mind. If I don't mind, they don't mind. That's what they said. I assume that's what it said. The writing's real funny, isn't it?
Excellent. Thank you.
Now, did I tell you we've actually got a Chinese Saturday girl?
Oh.
Yeah, she doesn't like being called Chinese. She likes being called Lynn. Yeah. So I said we can call her Lynn, but she's really, really lovely. And when she came in, I said to her, "That's a lovely name. Where's that from?" And she said, "It's Chinese." And I said, I don't see race," which is a bit of a lie because the minute she walked in, I thought Chinese, or Vietnamese or Cantonese or Japanese. One of the eases. It was her eyes. Give it away.
Have you a deer though? Cambodia?
No, it wasn't a deer. It wasn't a deer.
Laos?
Laos?
No, it wasn't one of them.
Laos.
Well, she did say she was Chinese. I tell you what, her mum's lovely. Her mum comes in sometimes and she says, I said to her, "You two could be sisters, but to be fair, she could be the same person for me. I don't know." Anyway, yeah.
Kelly, thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll see you next week.
Oh, you will.
Great.
Great.
Thank you.
Good girl.
Okay, folks. Next, we have got Pete Cunningham, who you may remember seeing as Frank Sanazi, Sanazi, S-A-N-A-Z-I, as in Frank's a Nazi, where he does an amazing Adolf Hitler impersonation. And tonight, he's back as a totally different character. He's back as that great Welsh singing superstar, Tom Mones.
Legend.
Legend, absolute legend. He's incredible. So here he is, Tom Moans.
It's not unusual.
It's not unusual to have a flu jab in your bum. It's not unusual to have a moan in anyone. But when I see you shaking that stick at anyone, it's not unusual to see me die. I wanna cry, I do actually wanna die. It's not unusual to feel the cold at any time. But when you start to smell of mold, it's such a crime. If you should ever want to change those knickers at any, it's not unusual, it happens every day. No matter what you say, you'll find you'll wet them all the time. Your bladder will never do what you want it to. Why can't this tanner lady be mine? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, come on. Come on, London. Yeah. It's not unusual to be old and 81 like you said. It's not unusual to be sad and on your own. But if I find you've left a small fortune at any time, it's not unusual to find out I'm in love. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Wasn't that wonderful? I mean, he's unbelievable. The power of that voice. Isn't he something? It's absolutely incredible. Now, I've got this note here that I've been given in the running order about a Telegraph article about assisted dying. And apparently, James, you guys have something to do with a video we're going to show in a minute about, what's it called? Indignitas?
The story in the Telegraph is Lord Brooke of Alverthorpe, leading trade unionist who was made a Labour peer in 1997, delivered what this journalist says, what must be one of the most mind-bogglingly bizarre speeches Parliament has ever heard. It was meant to be about why he supports the legalisation of assisted suicide, or as he and his fellow advocates prefer to call it, assisted dying. Yet for reasons that remain unclear to me, he suddenly veered off on a bewildering tangent about population growth. Since 2000, declared Lord Brooke, the total number of people in the world has soared from 6.1 billion to 8.2 billion, a 25% increase in 25 years. Just think what the 2025 numbers would be if abortion had not been legalised, or there had not been wide-scale usage and advocacy of contraception. Indeed, the growth of homosexuality throughout society has reduced the number of children that we would have had. Had the churches had their way, we would have a very much bigger population than we presently have, facing the difficulties we have with climate change. So that was a quote from the Lord. And this journalist says, what on earth any of this has to do with the need for assisted suicide? I'm afraid I have no idea. So this guy's kind of linking assisted suicide with climate change, saying we need to lower the population, basically. And this is an advert for a company which does just that. They're called Indignitas.
So you guys have produced an advert for Indignitas.
Indignant.
This is our side hustle, isn't it?
Crescidus.
Yeah, because you're not paying us enough.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's have a look at this new advert.
Indignitas Credimus provides a dignified, seamless journey from wheelchair to urn. We cater for not the dearly departed, but the nearly departed.
Yoo-hoo, darling! The doctor from Indignitas has come to see you.
Is that the chap who delivers the incontinence pads?
Yes, tea?
Oh, that'd be lovely, darling, yes.
I hear you haven't been well, Mr. Sinclair.
Well, I did have a little tickle in my throat last week.
The fact is, you're dying, Mr. Sinclair.
Well, I'll be blown. I don't feel as if I'm dying.
Denial is understandable in these circumstances. But it's best to catch these things early, Mr. Sinclair.
2 sugars, Dr. Blythe?
Oh, that would be lovely, thank you.
Need a sign for the incontinence, perhaps, Mr. Sinclair.
I didn't have to last time.
Oh, come on, darling. Just stop wasting the good doctor's time and sign the form.
All right. Give me something to write on then. No, yes, dear.
Offering a helping hand.
Hi, Dr. Blythe.
Mrs. Sinclair, Indignitas thanks you, and it's not something for your trouble.
Thank you, Doctor.
In Indignitas, we trust. All strictly above board. Never knowingly underhand.
Well, I hope you will. I don't know if you enjoyed that, but you know.
We did.
They enjoyed making it. You can see that, albeit very strange. And that's a really happy note on which to end this week's episode of Deadliners. And
What an episode.
what an episode. And we thank you for watching. And we will see you again next week. And have a wonderful week in between. Good night.
Way.
Hello?